On the arid islands of Indonesia, there is a predator that makes even the largest prey wary. Not because of superior speed, nor because of overwhelming strength. But because of the combination of razor-sharp teeth, a terrifying bite force, and the ability to relentlessly pursue to the very end. Once a Komodo dragon has locked onto its target, the hunt usually does not end until the prey falls. Welcome to the territory of the giant lizards, where the most brutal massacres by Komodo dragons on the Indonesian islands have ever been recorded. On the arid islands of Indonesia, a giant reptile still dominates the top of the food chain. That is the Komodo dragon, the largest lizard on the planet, which can grow up to 3 meters long and weigh over 90 kilograms. That massive size makes it look like a creature straight out of the dinosaur era. But the true strength of the Komodo does not lie solely in its giant body. Inside its jaws are about 60 backward curving teeth, like sharp hooks, designed to tear flesh and hold on to prey tightly. Every bite leaves deep wounds that are difficult to stop bleeding. Meanwhile, its forked tongue continuously flicking in and out acts as a biological tracking device. Thanks to its ability to analyze scent particles in the air, the Komodo can detect carcasses or injured animals from many kilometers away. Combining a massive body razor-sharp teeth, extremely keen sense of smell, special venom, and cold-blooded ambush tactics, the Komodo dragon has become one of the most terrifying predators still existing on Earth today. Komodo dragon versus water buffalo. Just born, the calf takes its first wobbly steps beside its mother, completely unaware of the brutal dangers of the wild. From far away, the Komodo dragon has used its tongue to catch the scent of birthing blood. The predators silently crawl closer to hunt down this tender meal. Seeing the pack of dragons approaching the mother buffalo bravely acts as a shield. She continuously swings her massive horns to chase the malicious carnivores away. The cunning pack of dragons splits up to surround them from multiple sides. They want to separate the mother and calf to find an opening to attack, but this is no simple task. A while later, the herd of buffaloes heads down to a muddy wallow to drink. The calf follows and accidentally walks right into a sinking trap it cannot escape. Waiting until the entire herd leaves, they drag the young calf stuck in the mud. Venom-filled jaws sink deeply into the victim. It snatches away the tiny life amidst the absolute helplessness of the mother buffalo watching on. Komodo dragon versus goat. On a lush green hillside, a massive Komodo dragon is slowly dragging its heavy footsteps to get closer to a herd of grazing goats. The gentle flock of goats is completely unguarded against the arrival of the Grim Reaper. They do not know they have been targeted by one of the most dangerous reptiles. The predator tails the moving flock of goats. It very patiently waits for the naive prey to walk closer themselves. Finally, it has reached its first targets. Despite being bulky, the assassin can lunge with lightning speed. The flash-like bite sends the victim into extreme panic. But very fortunately, the goat managed to jump up and escape by a hair's breadth. The Komodo dragon intends to turn and leave, but it decides to try pouncing one more time. The speed and agility of the goat are truly no joke. Clearly, this is not an ideal prey for this quickly exhausting dragon. Komodo dragon versus pig. Right at the edge of the shallow water, the Komodo dragon lunges straight at a small pig lying in the mud. Without any warning sound, the pounce from extremely close range leaves the piglet with no time to react. When the piglet exhausts itself from resisting, the predator begins to eat it right on the spot. It has a set of serrated teeth like a shark's to hold the prey tightly from the start, avoiding an exhausting chase. In the wild, a surprise pounce will help the hunt end quickly. The wild boar suddenly turns its head, intending to fight back against the Komodo dragon. But the excessively close distance turns that decision into a fatal mistake. This bite does not just cause bleeding. The dragon's saliva contains a toxin that drops blood pressure, causing the prey to weaken and become paralyzed quickly. The Komodo drags the boar away from the scene. They always bring their prey back to a familiar spot to eat safely without being robbed. In the wild environment, misjudging the opponent's strength always leads to a tragic death. Komodo dragon versus deer. A Komodo dragon is attacking a deer with a broken leg. The dragon's vicious tactic is to aim straight for the weak point. It uses its sharp teeth to tear the flesh, causing the deer to slowly bleed to exhaustion. Using its last bit of strength, the deer scrambles up to run and plunges straight into a pool of water to find an escape route. Many people think going into the water is safe, but that is actually wrong. Komodo dragons are excellent swimmers, so the water surface is also full of danger. The wound on its neck bleeds endlessly. The deer loses all its strength and has no choice but to stand helplessly waiting to die right by the water's edge. The dragon's bite force is only about 600 pounds per square inch, which is not overly strong. But combined with a backward jerking motion, it easily tears open the skin on the victim's neck. The metallic smell of blood in the water quickly calls many other dragons over. The entire pack terrifyingly tears the deer's carcass apart together. Komodo dragon versus wild boar. Amidst the hot, dry land, a Komodo dragon finds the carcass of a wild boar lying on the grass. Opening its giant mouth, the dragon clamps tightly onto the boar's head and begins finding a way to swallow it. Although it does not know how to chew, thanks to its extremely strong neck muscles, this reptile can maneuver and swallow massive prey. The predator patiently pins the boar's carcass tightly against the hard ground. It maneuvers continuously to push this meal into its stomach. The dragon does not tear the meat into small pieces. It slams the boar's carcass against a tree trunk to borrow force, trying to stuff the food down into its stomach. After finishing swallowing an enormous amount of meat, the satiated dragon will lie still and rest for many consecutive days to digest the entire meal. Komodo dragon versus monkey. The sight of the baby monkey in distress is truly pitiful. It is cornered into a dead end with no way back and nowhere to run. The pack of dragons continuously bites and tears. Serrated teeth slash the flesh to shreds, each of them using their body weight to pin the victim down so it cannot budge. Being torn apart while the body is still fully conscious. This agonizing feeling is truly too cruel. Komodo dragons very often fight over food. When they rush in all at once, the strength of the mob is a certain death sentence for the prey. Komodo dragon versus goat. An unlucky goat has been locked inside with a Komodo dragon. It is too young, so it does not realize the danger when facing this cold-blooded carnivore. The Komodo dragon does not run fast at all. It just slowly closes in to narrow the prey's movement space. The young goat tries to fight back when cornered. It continuously lowers its head and butts wildly in desperate panic. The predator calmly turns its body. It uses its muscle-packed tail to deliver several powerful horizontal lashes. The knockdown helps the dragon catch the goat easily. When confined, the narrow space takes the prey's life faster than strength does. The Komodo dragons move close to the ground, heading toward a horse leisurely grazing. The horse is completely unaware of the danger. Struck with panic, the horse immediately reacts with kicks that kick up a cloud of dust, trying to chase away the enemies and flee. However, the hunter relentlessly pursues, sinking a venomous bite into the opponent's leg. The toxin quickly spreads, dropping blood pressure and neutralizing the muscles. When biting, they use their incredibly strong neck muscles to jerk backward, creating a deep, torn, trench-like wound, completely severing the tendons and major blood vessels of the horse's leg. The horse begins to stumble and then collapses completely onto the arid ground. It lies motionless, no longer capable of resisting. The first hunter approaches to tear into the prey's flesh. Very shortly after, the smell of blood attracts a pack of Komodo dragons rushing over. They scramble and tear at the horse's carcass in chaos. This bloody feast is the most brutal testament to the strength and absolute dominance of the reptile. What you have just watched shows why the Komodo dragon always ranks among the most terrifying predators in the reptile world. In the land of the giant lizards, just a single moment of carelessness can decide the entire outcome. And that is what has helped the Komodo dragon maintain its predatory status for thousands of years. If you found this video fascinating, please hit like, leave a comment, sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring many more thrilling wildlife moments. Thank you for watching to the end. See you in the next video.